Jace, first walk-off win of the season. How big was this one for you guys to get tonight?
I think it was huge. It was it was hard fought, especially when you're going against Lance Lynn to start the game, and being able to get 2 runs off him, and then to have the lead in the ninth, and they come back, they tie it up, and then extend the lead with one. So to go in there, I think that last inning from Garcia bunting him over, and then maybe 3 of the best at bats I've seen of the year. Coming off Montero, who's throwing the ball as well as any closer in the league right now. The takes Grisham had to battle to get on, and then the Tatis battle. Just Montero's out there making pitches. Those guys are fighting. Just battling pitches in the zone, draw the walk, and then obviously Manny's at bat just to continue to grind, to fight pitches off, and to finish it off like that. These guys keep fighting. I feel like we're never out of it just because our guys just keep coming. So I think that was a huge win tonight.
What's it like for you to see Manny get something like that, to see him just kind of reap the benefits of that right there?
It's so encouraging because the work he's been putting in, just truly grinding, fighting for a feeling, working, fighting to get his movement pattern right. And you could tell the last couple days is starting to come. It's starting to come. And then to top it off with that at-bat, that's as hard of a ball right there that he hit. Super impressive, and more just thrilled for him. Yeah.
Chris Paddack, 6 innings of that 1-run ball. What'd you think of his performance tonight?
I thought he was great. I thought, coming out, I thought he was extra crisp. I thought he had carry to his fastball. I thought his location was a little bit better. His changeup was working. He had great deception with that, and he, to leave the game right there with a lead going against Lance Lynn, that's a hell of a job by him.
And last one from me. Can you take us through the decision in the bullpen in the ninth there, to keep Strom in and maybe not to use Pomeranz today? Was that just because of yesterday?
Yeah, Palm and both Palm and Pagan were unavailable tonight, so that's that decision. And Strom's been throwing the ball extremely well, a good hitter put a swing on it. And I also want to reiterate. I guess I haven't said it yet, but I also thought in that game the performance by Tim Hill coming in bases loaded, no outs, they pinch hit to get the 2 righties, and then he almost gets out of it. He gets the squibber off a Calhoun, and then gets Gallo to fly out to the track. But that certainly can't go unnoticed.
Thank you, Jace.
We'll go to Kyle Glazer.
Hey, Jace. This is an organization that, preceding you for a long time, really struggled to battle with 2 strikes and get on base, and then struggled with strikeouts. This year has been a huge turnaround in that regard, and we saw that tonight with Tatis's 9th pitch at bat, Machado's 8th pitch at bat, the way they battled. What is it that you guys have instilled in this group that's really put it into practice after years of it not being there?
We're still working on it, and we're still looking to improve. We've made some significant steps going forward, but these guys are constantly talking about it. They're constantly working on it. The hitting guys from Easley to Flaherty to Burkhart. We've got a group of coaching staff that are constantly talking about it, and these guys are buying in. And a credit to the players for choosing to work on their decision making, and they're studying pitchers, they're practicing, they're working on it, and they're playing for one another, which is they're playing to get on base and move the line, and for the next guy, the next man up behind them, and it's it's so refreshing to see, and it's awesome just watching them pull for one another.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead, Jay Cassavell.
Jace, you may have just answered my question, but what does it say about your guys, the way they were so willing to kind of pass that baton in that 10th inning, given that all three of those guys had a chance to be the hero and they were finally to be the next guy?
I just think where we're at, to us, it's winning baseball, and that's what this group is committed to playing. And so I can't stress enough just, what we've been emphasized, but to see them take those at-bats, damn, it was impressive. And I hope it becomes more and more contagious. So I can't reiterate it enough.
I'll go to Kevin Acee.
Jace, I know you talked before the season about how, you're going to use your pitchers however you have to, but could you have ever imagined using your bullpen the way that you have this year? I mean, it's such a unique situation with the way the season has gone.
Yeah, I don't know if we envisioned that. We were probably envisioning a little bit more traditional, but obviously, Kirby Yates goes down, and some guys, off the bat hadn't found their mid-season stride, so we've had to adjust a little bit. But I don't think it's just with this group. I think you look around the league and bullpens, and there have been some bullpens that are struggling, that some guys with some history who have had success are struggling. I think even more important is there's a lot of guys in the league going down with injury, and so for the most part, we've been somewhat fortunate. Obviously Yates, but and a couple guys that happened kind of during COVID camp. But I know that if we can stay healthy, we're going to find our stride. We've got too much firepower down there, and I just believe these guys are going to find their mid-season stride here.
I assume that up and down for Pomerantz yesterday, the 4 outs, more than the 18 pitches. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, and like later in the season, might you ask him to do that? Is this a little bit to, be careful going forward?
Yeah, he was fatigued from yesterday, and we made a decision after, he came in today that, he was going to be down, Pagan was going to be down. So our guys were prepared, next man up, and we had a couple different options that we were thinking about late in the game, kind of dependent on the matchups coming up throughout the lineup. And Strom rolled through the 8th really well, and like I said, I thought overall he threw the ball well, a good hitter, put a swing on it.
All right, I'm going to go one last question with Troy Hirsch.
Jace, congratulations on the win. I saw a stat that says that this is the first time the Padres have ever hit a grand slam in 3 straight games. I'm wondering what your reaction is to hearing that sort of history made tonight.
It's pretty impressive, and it's crazy, to think it hadn't been done, before. But it's also crazy to think that, we've had. The bases loaded and driven some pitches in those situations. Certainly, Tatis to Will and to Manny there. And so, yeah, I didn't know that until you just said that, but that's pretty impressive.
From a coaching perspective, when a player comes up with the bases loaded to that, what advice do you give them? Do you say try to drive it out of the park, or what advice do you give them in that situation?
No, we're just trying to continue to have our at bats, really regardless. There's times to move runners. There's time, but in general, to try to stay consistent, get a good pitch, and hit the ball hard, and try to stay middle of the field is our basic message.